Dr. Lambert and your staff. I thank you for having me here today, and it's your staff is outstanding. I've already told you that, and you know that, and I appreciate them and the relationships that I've already learned and gained here in this short period of time. And that's what I want to talk to you about is relationships, because that's what my life's been about when I look back over my time. And first, my relationship with Christ that I had as a young boy in Garner, North Carolina, and then relationship with a neighbor that was 2 years ahead of me at Elon, and I decided I wanted to come and see what that was about. So that's where it all starts. And then that relationship that you have when you come here and have and meet great people. My second part of the relationship is about family. Certainly I'm all about family and the work that I'm involved in and have been involved in. You know, there's one thing we all have in common in this room, other than being alumni lovers, is that that we didn't get to choose our mom and dads, our parents. They were chosen for us. And some of us have great parents. And I was blessed to be in a Christian home with great parents and saw that all 7 of us children were nurtured, cared for, and one of them was brought down and dropped off at Elon College at that time. And but I was also privileged that when I got out, debt-free. And that says a lot about that generation. And certainly I had great parents. I work at Baptist Children's Homes in North Carolina and get to mentor a lot of young people in my capacity. I don't work with them daily, but they seek you out and they seek questions to their life's answers. And I've had several that I've had the privilege of mentoring. And one young lady is one of our stars of late. She graduated from UNCG and then was chosen to go on the fast track program at Carolina and just graduated with her master's from there and is working actually in Davidson County. But she told me one day, she said, you don't get to choose your past and where you came from. And if I was to tell you her past, it's just unbelievable compared to where she's at now in her life. But she says you did get to choose where you're headed and where you're going. And that's what this college experience was all about for me at Elon, was figuring out who I am, where I want to go, and what I want to do with it. And I remember many times sitting right up here in this dorm room at Carolina as a freshman doing that. Had a couple of religion courses. Dr. Chris White, talking about relationships, down at Chowan now. He taught me there, Old and New Testament, but helping you to figure out what you want to do with your life. And those relationships follow you a long ways, as they do today. Family, I certainly had many opportunities along the way. My wife, who's here with me today, Pamela, like has already been expressed by others here, I couldn't do a long life's journey without her. I didn't marry the girl next door, just the one down the street in Garner. Well, so fitting, she went down the street to school to UNCG. And so we had some great experiences going back and forth and in our college experiences there, and just had a wonderful time. In fact, I'd forgotten this when I was reminiscing that I even helped go over and I don't know if it's there today, but helped get a Sigma Phi Epsilon chapter started and talked to them about that at the time. And I remember we had great experiences there. Relationships impact your life. I knew I wanted, when I was here, I was studying business, but I also knew I wanted to do something with service. At least I thought I did. And my wife's parents had a big impact on me in that, because that's what they were doing with their lives. I was watching them and seeing what they had done impact on people's lives. So it's God has led me through this journey and has given me the skills and abilities. And then when I settled in where I was at, I said, wow, I get to get paid for helping people, and what a privilege that is. And then finally, the professional relationships we have on a daily basis, wherever we work or play and do our things and be in our communities and volunteer and all those things that we get to do. I learned about those relationships and building how important they are from the get-go, right out of the gate. I'll never forget, I can remember just as I'm standing here, the first day, came to Elon as a young freshman. You're scared, you don't know what to expect. And Dr. Joe Watts Williams took us into her home and helped and made us feel comfortable. And that's where Elon experience began, right there on that very first day. And you don't forget that. You don't forget those experiences in those small classrooms and the relationships you have with those professors. Dr. Anderson having an economics book in one hand and his Bible in the other. And sometimes saying you learn more from the Bible than you can from the economics book. I wish he'd attested that way at the time, but anyway, it was, and actually one other relationship that I had was Dr. Fred Young, because I was in the Carolina dorm, and some of us guys, we'd look over here and see the basketball court, which was literally, I think, about right here. And we would come over and shoot basketball with his kids. And what a wonderful time. I go on to Baptist Children's Homes, and the secretary to the president at that time was his cousin. So relationships do matter, and you form those along the way. The last part I'd like to say is, and I really need to read this, and it's Elon's mission. I hope you read Elon's mission statement and have read it. And the statement, the last part of that statement really applies to my life and gives me energy to continue on. It says, to foster respect for human differences, indifferences, passion for life and learning, personal integrity, and an ethic of work and service. The Elon Nation is still teaching these values and challenging to us to help those that are in need in our communities. And help us, and that's what I've tried to do in my community and in North Carolina, do anything I could to help others like people have helped me, and to make this a better society in which we live in. So it's for all these relationships that I've mentioned that I humbly accept this award, and that's the only way I could do it personally in my life. And I thank you for that, and I'll continue to do so. So thank you.